is all I need. Pick up my boy to chill with my boys. I pick up the girls. On that summer's night, I turn around, I look left to find you. Cause I wanna book a day to get up behind you. Isn't this amazing? Isn't this the best? Isn't this the way you lived your life? For what's left? And what's left of me? All the flowers in the dirt. This is what your life is worth. I'll sing some Frank Sinatra when I'm gone. You are the flowers in the dirt. This is what your life is worth. I'll sing some Frank Sinatra when I'm gone. I'll sing some Frank Sinatra when I'm gone. Baseball with daylight, down the bad times, bright fires lighting up the trees of great nights. With a sound so perfect, it's hard to hear. The stars look so different from here. I turn around and look up, left to find you. Cause I wanna book a day to get up behind you. Isn't this amazing? Isn't this the best? Isn't this the way you lived your life? Or what's left? And what's left of me? All the flowers in the dirt. This is what your life is worth. I'll sing some Frank Sinatra when I'm gone. You are the flowers in the dirt. This is what your life is worth. I'll sing some Frank Sinatra when I'm gone. I'll sing some Frank Sinatra when I'm gone. The stars are out, and we stare to the edge of Zenith. There's no more pain, it's all about the sound between us. I take pills, I take hits, I take shots, I'll take you underground. Where we're from till we die, and I mean this, I mean this, and I mean this,
This is the Hashtag Nothing Show. A very, very, very special episode. Today I'm Todd Grundle, as always, but I won't be joining today's call. We are going to join a call in progress, a battle in progress, really. Lou and Toby. That's right. This is the Lou and Toby show. The return of the Lou and Toby show, which I can't join because apparently I blocked Toby. Son of a bitch. Motherfucker. Okay, I'm typing motherfucker. Someone's blocked. Son of a bitch. How do I fucking fix that? Alright, well, fucking here. Have another song, you assholes. Uh-oh. Have another song.
Sing some Frank Sinatra when your life is done. Exhale politely. Go into the opera with the chosen one. Hold on tightly. You're the flowers in the dirt. This is what your life was worth. Knowing this would probably hurt. Welcome to the forest of the nothing king. Bow with grace. Never going home. Get used to this. Final resting place.
Here we go.
You're the flowers in the dirt.
No, not screaming. While sucking on.
Should I
This
be in my
is
ball
what
leather
your
with
life
red balls, eggs in my mouth, and then I keep in a little box. You open it up every now and
This
then
would
and jump out.
probably
You know what?
Like-
You can do that.
And you're live, guys, on the Hashtag Nothing Show. Take it away.
Fuck you.
Yes, sir.
Fucking ball gag freak.
You're the one wanting me to run through the streets naked so you can see my sexy body.
No one wants to see your sexy body. That's going to be a Patreon exclusive. That's part of your punishment for being such an ass clown rapist.
Can you show nudity on Patreon?
They pay for whatever they want.
I don't know how Patreon works, to be honest with you. There is an option, though, that says this page contains sexual imagery and nudity. Go on.
So we can start doing porn. And like you have to pay, it's exclusive, Patreon exclusives. There's a few women's that watch.
Hey, if they want to pay for the cock, they can pay for the cock. It's for sale all day. Now stop talking to me. Talk to each other.
Go back into your little corner, okay?
I'm going,
think-
and I'm just listening.
Yeah, listen in the little corner like a little baby.
Go on. Go
I believe
on.
Lou and I have worked out our
here.
differences.
We ain't worked shit
You
out.
worked it out in the 5 seconds off air while I had to unblock you. Go on.
Yeah, we solved it. We're all cool now. Right, Lou?
Nope. We'll never be cool.
Well, you never really explained why you're so full of vitriol against me.
Because you're a fucking troll.
But what really is a troll?
Really? You're asking that question? What really is a troll?
Yeah, like do you have like brothers or sisters?
When we look up into the dictionary, we see you. You come in, you disgruntled fuck, pretend to be someone's friend, and then make Todd mad at you.
But you do that shit every day.
Sorry, my mic was off. He doesn't pretend to be my friend. He says he's not my friend.
Todd is my
He
acquaintance.
pretends to not be a friend.
You know, I got into this thing called internet blood sports. And there was this falling out between these two like co-hosts. And I learned that there are no friends on the internet.
Nope, there isn't.
It's
There's
just
just
too...
Maybe in your distorted minds. Maybe in your distorted, jaded minds, plural. Because when you talk to somebody every day for hours each and every day, that is a friend, you deluded cunts.
You're an acquaintance. Quit trying to change the subject.
Wait. This is weird because Todd and Lou, or Todd sees Lou as a friend. Lou sees Todd as an acquaintance. Lou saw me as a friend, and I saw the two of you as acquaintances. And
Oh,
Lou
you're a
felt
liar right
betrayed.
there. You want to go through 900 messages where you say, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. When I'm calling you an acquaintance and you're like, I'm your friend. You liar.
Well, that's what it is. It's the acquaintance friend equation or some shit where it's like a penguin giving a pebble to another penguin. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about.
First, let me state that the situations with Lou and I and the situations with us and you are totally different. Lou and I have known each other now for maybe even 6 fucking years. I'm not even sure. We've known each other for at least half a decade, just like
It
Charles
seems
Whedon.
like forever.
And we have
You guys,
we speak every single goddamn day for half a fucking decade. That's a friend.
yeah. You guys would be legally married.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
If you live
what's
together.
that called? The domestic partnership or something?
Yeah.
No, common law. We're common law, bruh.
Common
No, we're
law.
not.
Your internet law marriage.
Nope.
But don't let him turn it on us, Lewis. Don't let him turn it on us. Get him. Go on.
See, Lou loves me again.
I don't love you. I hate you.
I think you have your emotions confused, Lou, and you have your love circuit and hate circuit are switched around.
No, you fucking ass clown donkey fuck dick brawls.
See, that's like calling me sweetheart, baby, all that kind of stuff.
Sorry, just what have I missed here?
Lou and I made up.
No, we did not.
First off, Maths Art, this is Toby. Toby, this is your Lord and Master, Maths Art, Grand Wizard of Ku Klux Klan.
So you're like a super hacker, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely a super hacker, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And just to clarify, it's actually 10 minutes to 1 o'clock in the morning, so it's definitely not tea time.
10 minutes to 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So if I ask you this question, you may answer it honestly. Rate my penis on a scale from 1 to 10.
3.
3. You've seen it?
I wouldn't be able to answer that question because I haven't seen it.
Okay, so you can't hack my webcam. Okay.
Why would I want to
It's
hack?
on the dark web. Don't you know? First off, let's expose something here about the dark web. You know all these stories that they say. Do you guys think the dark web is real or not?
It is real. I've been there.
Well, then you are aware that if the dark web is real, as it's been stated, right? This is just a little thought experiment I'm putting out for you. Then there's definitely communities of people watching all of us.
Look, we got Todd on this show.
Nope, I'm gone. Bye.
Liar.
Go on.
Don't go nowhere. You're needed. You're needed to moderate.
Well, I was needed to make that point, to just think about that, folks. If the dark web is real, are there not large communities of people watching us all?
Holy crap. It's like that Rick and Morty episode where, and I know that's so trendy, and I have such a high intelligence to bring up Rick and Morty right now. So most of you probably won't even understand what the fuck I'm talking about. But where there's Rick builds the alien civilization to make electricity or whatever, and then that civilization builds a civilization to make their electricity or whatever. So each one of us, we go on the internet and we watch this live stream. And so we're watching you guys, or now it's like I'm watching myself, but we're watching
you.
Dude,
Yeah.
just stop while you're ahead because you're not making any fucking
No, he's
sense.
making perfect sense. We're watching
But
him
then
while he's
there's-
watching us.
Yeah, then there's people that have hacked our webcams and they're watching us through the show, but not the show, through the dark web.
You know what I like to do for the dark web? I like to take my balls and pull them up real high, because I got real long balls, and I like to take them up real high and then pull the bottom of my pants up and make it look like I got a little inch penis, and then I like to fucking flap it around for the dark web.
I just would like used to tuck my penis and balls in between my legs and dance to Goodbye Horses on Chatterbait. Not Chatterbait. What was that website called?
Amigo.
Chat Roulette.
That's been over forever.
There are still people that use that.
Let me tell you something. When I first that Chat Roulette website, I went on that years and years and years ago, when it was all weird. But it was when it first came out, and I went in there and I click it, and it's just like some person doing something weird, and then it was like another person singing a song, and then I click it, and then it's a cock, and then the next click, like my fourth fucking click ever on Chat Roulette, was a hot fucking woman, and it was real. She was making fingers and all this. She was doing everything I told her to fucking do, just getting completely naked and masturbating for me. And then after that, though, that was my fourth click on the Chat Roulette. After that, it was all dicks. All dicks.
So, Todd.
Yeah.
Would you like to be my friend?
Nope. Nope. I don't like you.
So who do you like then, Todd?
I don't need to become what I already am. Will acquaintances come out and visit one day? No. Do acquaintances get invited onto boats with your family? No.
Oh, you haven't invited...
Why are you knowing that you're never going to come?
You're wrong about that. I'm coming to fucking Florida. I've told you already, I have a fuckload of old friends who moved to Florida, and I really would love to see them. Just like Ruby Tuesdays. A shout out to my old homeboy, Ruben. Another goddamn Latino. Because I can't shake you pricks.
They're the future.
You can't help what you want to be.
I can't help where I grew up. And where I grew up, most of my friends were Latino. And I grew up in a Peruvian fucking household, you know? I spent years. I know all that food. I'm cultured. Toby,
Mascot, are you awake?
In your dick hole, Toby?
Yeah, I'm awake. I haven't put. You know, oddly enough, I fell asleep on a scam baiting stream earlier, so that was quite fun. I moved to a different room and fell asleep, and everyone decided to move down to see if I was okay, and all they could do was snoring.
Nobody cares about your well-being. You get Toby in this chat. You wanted Toby all this time, Math, and now you got him. Question him. Talk to him. Discover who he is. You want to know who he is? Dig into his brain.
I'm not. I
trolled us from the very beginning.
You know that show, The IT Crowd?
Yeah.
There's like a cast of characters on that show, and they're on like a bunch of different shows. You look like, for some reason, one of the characters from that cast of characters.
Right. The only one I can think of that would link me up would be the guy with the afro.
Shut up. He looks like Christopher Reeve's post-horse in that fucking picture. Stop lying.
He does.
He looks like the guy that, like the womanizer guy from that like he's the boss.
No.
With the black, like slicked back hair, and he's like, oh, yeah, sorry.
No.
I'm going on camera for just one moment with this. I'm going to show Math's art so that everyone can see what I'm going to say. He looks like Mr. Reeves.
It's an additional nipple.
There you go. Christopher Reeves post-horse.
I can't. Your camera hasn't actually gone on.
No, not my camera. I mean, I just screen shared. I just showed your picture. Now everyone saw what you look like. You've been exposed.
Look at that beautiful image that I have as my thing.
What, a sun made out of swastikas, you fucking pervert?
It's the black sun.
Oh, we got Zero wanting a link. Listen, we got one drama after another. Zero's another one who hurt me. Zero's another one who has hurt me.
He hurt you?
Yeah, he hurt me on the last show, coming in here screaming the N-word and then talking his sentences like, well, you know, if the left was actually right, but then the right was left, and the left wouldn't be the right because the right would have never been the left, but forward is not backwards because backwards is forward, but then when you're forward, you're also backwards, you know what I mean? Because I mean what I know, you know? Because mean is just not nice. You gotta be nice, never mean, always nice.
You see, that's why I fight the Jews. They're
That's
trying
the kind of troll shit he said last time, and it hurt me. Because I
you in
actually
your
like
feelings?
Zero. He's got a funny-sounding voice.
Wonder whatever. I want to find out what happened with Yuri in the mattress.
Yuri, Zero fucking stabbed him a bunch of times on that mattress and then sewed him into it.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Yo, you taking me to Best Buy or what?
Well, I'm
No,
sorry,
we'll do
Zero.
it tomorrow.
We can't take the fire off of Toby's feet today. I mean, you do have a Toby defender. I mean, see, what's going to happen is we invite him, he's going to start trolling, and then we're going to have to shut the fucking stream off just to return normality.
You have the mute button, though. You can mute him.
No, I can't.
You can't.
No, you can't mute nobody. That's, let me see, hold on, let me try by mute. No, you can't fucking mute nobody in this.
Toby, you want my forgiveness? I want a PlayStation.
Like
You don't like you that. You don't like us that much.
the original PlayStation?
You shouldn't have asked, you idiot. You shouldn't have asked. You should have just said okay and then sent him a fucking PS1.
No, wait, isn't there there's PlayStation and PS1, like one of the newer ones?
Nope,
no,
that's
the
old,
PS1 is the
motherfucker.
original one.
Oh, that's Xbox, isn't it? Xbox One.
I want that PlayStation 4 with MLB The Show. I believe it's 18.
Can I ask a possibly racist question?
As long as you don't say the N-word. Or
Okay.
Jew.
Why do Mexicans like baseball so much?
Is that even true?
Mexicans don't like baseball that much. I like soccer, you idiot.
No, dude. They fucking love baseball.
I've never seen a Mexican fucking watching baseball. I've seen every Mexican I've ever known playing soccer with soccer jerseys. They practically all walk around with soccer balls and baskets of oranges.
But you don't watch
And rape kits.
But if you watch
kidding.
baseball, it's like 50-50 Mexicans or Hispanic players. They love baseball.
Those aren't Mexicans, you dope. They're probably Puerto Ricans. If you said, do Puerto Ricans love baseball? I'd say probably hell yeah. That's probably an accurate statement.
Well, that's what makes the question racist, because Mexican is like all people south of the Rio Grande.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Why would you
To racist people,
Why
it
do
is.
you troll yourself, Toby? That's what I don't understand. You troll your own people and your own logic, and it's ridiculous because that's what the left tries to tell everybody. That a Trump supporter, that somebody who doesn't agree with their leftist fucking Nazi philosophies considers all Mexicans, to anybody fucking Latino to be a Mexican. And that's not fucking true. A Mexican is a fucking Mexican. Period. And when they talk about Mexicans, they're talking about Mexicans. Puerto Ricans, Peruvians, even though they're just like Mexicans almost. They're so fucking close, but a little darker in the skin and better food. They're fucking not even Mexicans, goddammit. They're fucking Peruvians. Normal people understand the distinction. You, on the left wing, you left-wing subverter, you people believe it, Toby. That's the truth. Toby is a leftist lunatic who pretends to be some kind of fucking alt-right weirdo to try to discredit a fucking legitimate movement, to try to make it look like they are the racists. But no, that's not how it goes. The left is the racist. The left is the ones who think all Latinos are Mexican. Not the right, not the conservatives, not the alt, not the middle. The loony left.
Well, it's kind of like the same thing with East Asians. You see an East Asian person, and when I say East Asian, I mean like a Chinese person. So they kind of have the Chinese face. I don't know how to describe it without sounding racist as shit, though.
And you've already hit the racism mark there. So.
Oh boy.
So, you say, oh yeah, that Chinese dude. but it could be from like South Korea. It could be a North Korean. It could be
no. You say
Cambodian.
the Asian.
It could be
You don't
Japanese.
say that Chinese. The racist says the Chinese. A normal person
can't-
says that Asian person. The fact of the matter is, if you have a
my
brain,
Indian-
you can tell the difference between the types of Asians. They're quite distinct.
My Indian friend said
No.
that
Let me interrupt you. You
you
tell
don't
me
call them-
honestly, you can't tell the difference between a Chinese and a Japanese?
yeah, Milk Carton, Dolly Parton.
You're a fucking idiot.
You know,
They
Chinese,
are totally
Japanese.
different. Japanese are lighter skinned, thin. Their faces are longer and thinner. Like there's a huge, and their eyes are like look more stoned.
Are you saying?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Charles Whedon to the floor.
Good old
Wait.
Charles.
Can you tell the difference between Chinese and Japanese people, Charles?
There is a difference, but there is a very subtle difference. I mean, you really have to like look at their faces in order to be able to tell the difference.
I
And
1000%
of course,
don't agree.
no racism intended, but technically you would have to like squint really hard to see the details. But no,
Don't
it's
feed
just
the Tobys, Charles, please.
but no, it's just I think I'm able to tell the difference between Korean and Japanese or Chinese and Japanese, but to me, Korean and Chinese look almost identical. However, there is a subtle difference between those two and the Japanese.
Would you say that the environment that they evolved in like affected their appearance?
Well, I would say, yeah, actually. I mean, hell, the whole physical features for the Japanese or for the Asians, and not just the Asians, but every ethnic group
Hold on a
is
second.
all thanks to evolution in their respective territories.
Let's get it from the mouths of babes. All right, 2 children
Yeah.
here. Children, can you tell
Yes,
the difference
Daddy?
between a Chinese person and a Japanese person? You can't? Well, that comes from 7. You? Double the age, double the knowledge, or no? Okay, well, children apparently can't tell the difference.
Because they're children. No offense to your kids, but they're stupid.
They laughed at that one.
You gotta start teaching them, Todd.
Shut your mouth. Don't you fucking talk to me like that. I will fucking come to where you are and make a fucking to you.
No, he won't.
Look, I can tell the difference between a fucking... Look, I can understand maybe Koreans to Chinese. They are a little similar. Jam Yam Tam looks
to
exactly
me-
like my friend Man Woon, who I grew up with.
To me,
So my best friend as a youth, Man Woon, he looked exactly like Jam Yam Cam, North Korean dictator, and he was Chinese.
Okay.
So
okay, no, it's just with the Koreans and the Chinese, to me, the features that are most prominent are how the eyes are and also their cheeks. Their cheeks seem to be more puffy.
their hair is
However-
different too.
Their hair is also slightly different. However, with the Japanese, it feels the Japanese, their eyes are closer to, let's say, Caucasians than the Chinese are. The Chinese are more prominent in their eyes. However, for the Japanese, it's slightly less so.
They both
Not by
have the
mu-
same slit, but the thing is with the Chinese, the flesh around the eye, the eyelids are usually more pressed into the skull, whereas
Yes.
the Japanese usually have a more puffy eyelid. I could really tell the difference of Chinese women and Korean women. There's a big
Yeah.
difference I see there. Huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
But
Korean
the men-
women are so
Yeah, one
sexy.
says I love you long time, while the other says, "What Chinese food you want?"
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, and I don't want to sound rude, but the men have more of the close thing like Frankenstein. You know how Frankenstein has that
Square head.
not the square head, but the cheekbones to the jawline of Frankenstein. That's they look like that mixed with Chinese. So yeah, even the Korean men are different. I don't even think Jam Yam Tam is a fucking Korean. He's probably Chinese.
Blueberry muffin, I'm gonna eat you all up.
He's probably a CIA implanted Chinese person ruling that
Nom
country.
nom 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 nom.
You know that there really, if you want to like talk about race, there are really only 3 different races, and like
Yes.
that's
And it's called Toby, and more Toby.
it's Caucasoid,
Tobies make the
Negroid,
world go round.
and Mongoloid. There is some debate on whether the Australioid is a separate race because like Aborigine people, like in Australia, because their skull shape is like very different, but they're also like a very ancient.
Why are we talking about this boring ass subject?
Just to cut the story, just quickly, are we sending a link to Zero?
Lou, you are the only one that finds this boring. Everyone else is actually quite enthralled.
Well, enthralled with what? Fucking they all look alike, god damn it.
I am concerned though if Matt can get in trouble for being around this kind of language, being in Britain.
Well, I don't know what their laws are in regards to like race and racism. However, I think they might have overreacted with firing him. So
yeah. Well, I mean it
happens.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the old lady that like got pulled out of her house because she was at a park and there were Muslims like praying in the street where they just kneel on the ground and take up like way too much space with their magic carpets and shit, and I'm purposely talking that way because free speech, freedom of thought. Yeah. But she said they need a permit. They need a permit to be out here doing this, and she was talking to like the constables or whatever. And the next week they came.
Continue, Toby. Matt, were you offended when I said
Sorry,
fuck
what?
the Queen?
Why would I be offended? That's your decision. That's your honest response.
Fuck the Queen and magic carpets do not necessarily reflect the views of the hashtag Nothing Network.
As far as I'm concerned, it's your view. You're entitled to your view. So why should I be offended about that?
Well, I am completely with Matt Sard on this. I am a full avid supporter of free speech, and I don't really care if what somebody else says is offensive because most
unless
cases
they come in like Zero and do it intentionally to fucking start a scene, screaming the N-word because Jeff Stewart got banned that day for saying the N-word. So I'm going to go on the Nothing Show and scream like a fucking lunatic.
All right, yeah, I do agree with that. If they are like purposefully trying to cause discord and trying to cause a scene, then that's not expressing free speech. That is just causing a disturbance of the peace.
It's like shouting fire in a theater with no fire.
Yeah.
Well, like Toby used to do all the time.
You can send it, Maths Art. Fucking Toby's here. Why not? Let's go ahead and send it, Maths Art.
Toby has agreed on air that he's going to run around the block of his hotel complex with one of those fucking weird gadgets in his mouth, butt ass naked, with a cock full of dildos around his neck.
A cock full of dildos around my neck?
Don't you question Ricky. Don't you question Ricky.
Wow, Lou is like Ricky.
Yes, he is.
Holy shit.
Nothing for nothing. I'll show you pictures from me back in the day. I think everybody on this show is at least 1 degree of Ricky. It's like the 6 degrees of Ricky on this show. And if you don't know what we're talking about, folks, figure it out.
Yeah.
It's better unexplained. But 6 degrees of Ricky.
No offense, but one person might be like Bubbles.
You son of a... God damn it, you son of a bitch.
Charles, why are you Bubbles?
Why am I Bubbles? What are you talking about?
I have no fucking idea neither.
Go on. Moving on. Go on.
Okay, you guys could go back to your little Korean Japanese
No,
talk.
we're done with that. You're supposed to be fighting and boxing Toby's cock right now. You're doing good. He's got to run around with a cock full of dildos.
The main question is whether we want him to have him on the stream, or he's just going to be giving ideas, or nothing at all.
Who?
Williams.
Me.
Oh,
Toby.
this guy. No, this is singular William. The other one is plural Williams.
He has to record it on his cheap ass fucking Windows phone.
Hey, Windows Phone brother.
Yeah, I've got a Windows phone, so I don't know why we're all younger.
It's such a smooth operating system, isn't it?
It is. It is, and everything loads a lot quicker, except for Facebook. That's the only thing that's negative.
And you got to hold it together with rubber bands.
Yeah.
You know, I actually opened up my phone. Not that I had to do much to it because the back had blown out when it exploded, but I actually saw where it exploded from. There's like a bullet hole, and I guess it's the battery, and then a big old pile of melted plastic on the back of the case on the other directly across from it.
A Samsung? Was it a Samsung? iPhone?
Yeah.
What's an
iPhones
iPhone?
explode too. Apparently.
You should like sue them and make money.
For what?
All
that device?
Yeah, it almost killed him. It caught his like dashboard on fire and he swerved all over the road.
That's the thing. They always deny all accusations until they can.
You know, that is actually true. I did swerve all over the road when it exploded.
It's like
looking at
over ours. We actually had someone who bought a brand new Mercedes. He drove it about 5 miles down the road, and lo and behold, it caught on fire. And when he actually went back to the Mercedes people and said, "Yeah, well, my car's caught on fire. I've just bought it brand new from you." When the firefighters, they said they'd only replace it if it was an electrical fault. And when the firefighters actually looked at it, they said, "No, we can't ascertain the exact reason for it going up in flames." So he's a bit screwed. You know, Mercedes-Benz is expensive over here.
Trippy.
Hey, Zero.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm all right. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize for last time. I'm not gonna come on your hangouts while doing drugs.
What, you were doing drugs last time?
I'm just making a figure of speech. I wasn't really used to the format. I took it more like a one-on-one conversation, kind of. But then I went back and then re-listened to the broadcast, and I was like, "Oh, god damn, man, that was just not good."
It's always different on this side.
Well, Zero, I'm happy to give you the benefit of the doubt because, like I said, I enjoy your funny-sounding voice.
All right.
It's like the screen goes live. It's like, dance, monkey, dance, and you have to perform.
You goddamn right, you gotta perform. It's called the Nothing Show.
Hey, I'm saying
like your mouth. As a producer, you are told what to do.
Zero has like, there's an image that pops up like it's like subliminally or something, but there's like a pentagram star. You guys see it every now and then?
Yeah, we seen it last time.
That's just his.
Yes, that's the
thing. That's his profile picture. So what's happening is you're seeing his camera right now, and then it cuts out and shows you his thing.
Oh, my camera's on. All right, my blue tape is on. Okay, let's see here. Let's do this.
It's very.
There we go.
It's very similar to Captain Redbeard.
Pentagram, and you would love it there, Toby. Look at all the swastikas all over his fucking picture.
That's a Jewy star.
It's a star.
That's actually a. No, that's actually the what's above it's so below star.
Belial?
What's above so is below. You know.
Yeah, Hermes Trismegistus.
You know the upright pointing angle, and then the downward pointing angle.
Yeah, the Star of
I know.
David. Hexagram. 666.
All right. Say again?
Swastikas have been found in like every civilization.
Well, I mean, the swastika was originally a Tibetan symbol for good luck. It was the Nazis that stole it and perverted it.
Even the Hopi Indians had swastikas.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be
was
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes as far back as, let's say, the Sumerians or the Assyrians or even the Babylonians. Well, of course, in their scripture, they had cuneiform. They didn't actually have, like, actual letters. It was different.
Oh my God! You hit on the point. Did you just mention Assyria?
Yeah,
The empire.
Yeah, Assyria. It was one of the earliest, one of the earlier human civilizations.
Correct. Here's the crazy thing about it is that, in fact, they will actually reestablish the Assyrian Empire.
Who will?
The world. There will be a new nation in the Middle East in the next 5 years.
Huh.
Hence, that first, haven't they?
I'm not entirely sure that's going to be a good thing.
Right.
I mean, because pretty much almost everybody over in the Middle East that's native in the Middle East fucking hates us. So, last thing that we want is for them to organize and be united against us.
See, that's what the Zionists want you to think, Whedon.
Well,
That's
no,
correct. We send our children to war to die in the oil fields for the Jews.
Isn't that like one of the reasons why the Ottoman Empire doesn't exist anymore?
Yes, and that's the other reason why we have all these wars in the Middle East and all this sort of cutting up of Syria and Kurds and all that other stuff. And they're going to carve out a new state, a new nation.
You know, guys, I wanna add in here. You see, why do you guys, when you do choose to troll, when you could actually come here and say whatever the fuck you want at any time? Like, open conversation is always welcome. Your bizarre points of views or views that I completely don't even fucking agree with always are welcome. Not even welcomed, but those are what we seek here. And then yet we get people coming and trolling to try to destroy that. So it's like you people, when you do troll, you're fighting against free speech. Why?
Well, Todd, I can tell you that there was this virus let loose in the American culture a long time ago of, hey, let's do some stupid shit. Oh, that's cool. And it's a very dangerous virus that we're trying to get rid of.
But
and
do
it's
you
causing
really think
this...
that virus is here? And do you not see the exposure of that virus? Do you know if you expose yourself to a virus more and more and more and more and more and more, you become immune to that virus, right?
I'm not entirely sure if that is
viruses
correct.
actually have no immunity.
I used to
It
like.
depends on what your
Let's call it
immune
bacteria
system
then,
is.
okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, no, I mean, it's kind of like the same thing of like exposing yourself to, well, let's say, Ebola.
AIDS.
I mean, you're not going to become immune to Ebola by constantly injecting yourself with more Ebola.
Okay, that's true. But at the same note, you guys are not, by just coming and trolling and shit, why not expose people to that? Educate people about this virus of stupidity. Combat us with your own intelligence. Fight against the stupidity that you see in here. Why not do that? And instead, you guys just choose to troll and choose to do this fucking false flag that you fly under. This weird-ass banner of, we are these freedom fighters against the stupid. But you're just making more stupid. You're just making more stupid.
Unfortunately, people are allowed to do evil. That's a very important thing. They just can. That's why.
And the choice is
But
yours.
yeah,
Will you?
Well, the thing
I don't.
I've always said it. Stupidity is not something that you just can't help. Stupidity is a choice. And I mean, if people are given that option It's always going to be split down the middle, where like half is going to try to do good while the other half is going to be blatantly stupid. And there's just no way around it. You can't stop it. The only way to stop it is to take away the choice. And you should never do that.
I would like to add a little bit to what Whedon just said, where stupidity is a choice. And it truly is, but it's really ignorance is the choice. And to remain ignorant, you become stupid. And so, like, for instance, I would come here and I would try to tell, you know, the things that I have learned or whatever, and it was just so far-fetched at the time for people to believe that they would just mock me or like immediately get angry. So the way you combat that is through parody, and that's the antidote to this
Parody.
This what do you call it? This apathetic disease or whatever.
Yes,
that
you
the
say
world
these
has.
words though, but then also you guys aim your arrows directly here at a parody, at a satire, at a self-fucking admitted satire, because that's the
It
beauty of the
develops
stupidity.
critical thinking.
That's the beauty of the stupidity. You can flat out admit what you're doing, and it still won't matter because it's that stupid. And I would just like to say, my final point on that all is, if you guys don't, stupidity it could be a choice, but it's not a choice if you don't recognize the absolute goddamn brilliance of the Hashtag Nothing Show. It's not a choice, you're just plain stupid. And with that said, go on.
It's kind of like, you know, you guys were talking about doing some Lord of the Rings stuff. I don't know if that's still in the pipe.
Well, we were going to discuss the extended editions of the original Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit trilogy. But I think that was just going to be me and Lou that was going to do that.
Oh, okay.
Well, I would have joined, but I'm not being given a date. Because I need to pump myself up to watch this. Listen, if I'm going to spend 9 hours watching a movie, I need like 5 days to be like, yeah, I'm about to watch this, I'm about to watch this, I'm about to watch this. And then when I get to it, it's got to be a grand event.
Yeah. I haven't gotten around, although I would have ended up watching it earlier in the year, but like an idiot, I completely forgot about Tolkien's birthday, and I missed my tradition. So I like to watch the movies around the time when Tolkien was born. So,
well, to kind of like
First time for everything.
tie like all that in, and the wizards of Middle Earth, they're called the Istari.
yeah.
And they're kind of like the angels or whatever of their, Arda. And so I think there's 4 of them. Let's see. Saruman, Gandalf, Radagast.
While you keep thinking about that,
There's 5.
I want you to also see the lesson that you're taught here there, because you think you're teaching lessons too, Toby, and guys like Zero. But what about the lessons that you're learning? Look how you talk. You're able to jump from deep shit to Lord of the Rings, and you're making references from Lord of the Rings and shit. And that's the problem here in the world. We're taught that there is only one side or the other, and that everybody has to fucking fight. But look what goes on here. We are happy in the middle. We are happy in the chaos. You can be happy. You can be happy surrounded by people of differing views. And that's the goddamn lesson, man.
You can be happy, but do you ever like drive by like a field full of cows? And you're like, they look so fucking content. The cows?
Yeah, but we're not fucking cows, you donkey. We're not
That's the
fucking
middle.
cows.
That's the middle.
Cows. We're
in the middle of the field, waiting to be slaughtered and made into hamburgers.
No, we're not. Waiting to be slaughtered is choosing one side and fighting against the other. You don't wait to be slaughtered. They pin you against each other to slaughter each other. That's how it goes. There's no waiting to be slaughtered. That's the false truth.
You know what?
This religion of comfortableness, that's a false fucking truth.
Will, with your analogy about with the cows, I have to admit that is one of the 2 opposing absolutes that is not in the center. It is not. It's one of the sides that you choose. I would classify that side as complacency, where it has surrendered to their inevitable fate, where they accept the slaughter. And then you have the other side where they try to fight the slaughter. While the one in the middle takes a certain level of resistance and a certain level of complacency, and it blends together.
Or compliancy, I think was your word there.
But do we as a people have the strength of will to remain in the middle any longer? Because that's what built America.
Do we?
Staying
Look
in the
at
middle.
us. Look at us as a picture of the people, a microcosm of this human fucking condition. Look at us. We keep on going. Nothing is forever, baby. We can exist in this middle forever because this is all we have, and we understand that, and we can pull fruit from the left, fruit from the right, and we feast. We feast while the rest of you wait, while the rest of you fucking fight, while the rest of you choose your sides. We exist.
Look,
Forward, we go on.
Well, see, this is perfect because in Lord of the Rings, the Astari, the wizards, were sent to Arda, and they have immense power. If you ever watch the movies or read the books, you're like, why doesn't Gandalf just use his staff and like blow that army away, or teleport the ring to Mordor? It's because the god of Tolkien's universe, Iluvatar or whatever his name is, he said that they were not to directly interact.
That's Louboutin. Get it right.
Louis Vuitton. Arrow of Louis Vuitton.
Isn't it?
They weren't supposed to directly influence the acts of Middle Earth, and so
they're supposed to be observers, not participators.
yeah, they just kind of nudge the free peoples of Arda in the right direction against Sauron, who was one of the Astari as well, but he became corrupted. He's kind of like their Lucifer. But they all fail at their task. They get caught up in the world. Like Radagast becomes enthralled in nature, and he is kind of he becomes like a part of nature, like a tree or something. He just gets moss grown on him. Saruman has a thirst for power, and so the ring corrupts him, and he fails at his task. That's why Gandalf was the only one that succeeded, because he remained
in the middle.
Yeah, he remained he acted, but he wasn't overactive. He guided them the way he was supposed to, and that's kind of like what we as people are supposed to be, like the wizards of Middle Earth. I guess the middle, like what you're talking about.
God damn it! I really need to start reading those books.
Most of that, the Simil, I can't pronounce it. The Slimerian. Yeah. The syllabus.
I've never read Lord of the Rings. Never read it. I've only ever seen the movies. So
the books are so much better.
I read The Hobbit. I started reading Lord of the Rings. Then I grew up.
Well, are you saying Lord of the Rings is for kids?
No, I'm saying once I grew up, I stopped reading.
Oh, yeah. That is true. I haven't read a book in years.
The new one?
I don't even know if I can still read.
Dude, I'm so sad. I think back about all the reading I've done, and I used to just pride myself on each book, and now I read nothing. 10 years, I've read Elmore Leonard. That's it. I read the fucking the books that justified it was based on.
Live on YouTube. Yes.
Oh, and I read Harry Potter.
These are my friends from the Nothing Show.
Wow.
Sorry, I've been MIA.
I was a little kid when Harry Potter came out, so
so was I. Yeah, I believe I was in middle school. I think it was 7th grade when Harry Potter first came out. It was either 7th or 6th grade. I don't really remember, but I know it was the late 90s when it came out.
Come back.
I couldn't read it because it was witchcraft. Shut the fuck up, Zero.
I would like to say, let's call it etiquette lessons or show etiquette. We don't need to lose Mr. Infinity. So if you're gonna have background conversations, mute yourself if you can.
Yeah.
Although I did enjoy the ambiance of this one, it felt nice with the music. You guys don't hear what I'm hearing. It did feel nice.
Well, I love my buddies too,
And
it was 1997, so I must have been either in. I must have just entered middle school. So I'm thinking, let's see. My first year of high school was in 2000, and so
grade?
Yeah, it was either like late 5th grade to early 6th grade when Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone came out.
Fucking by. I'm like,
Yeah, I know. I didn't.
Zero.
I haven't seen you. But,
Zero. Now, you see, guys, Zero is intelligent enough, and this is like the little cosmic wonders that we explore here on the Nothing Show.
oh,
Conversations, when they get their most beautiful, are usually interrupted by oddities like this. And Zero is far too intelligent to not know to mute his microphone. So these are the things that you get to look at here, and you get to consider and think about for yourselves.
Talking about me.
oh, okay. Well,
Some eccentric people.
carry on. Enjoy them.
Yeah, I had Morgan's number.
You said you can mute a person? Let's see how. You can.
Yeah, I've been trying to.
Yeah, let's come in here.
I can mute myself.
He gets bored. It's just me.
Zero Infinity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mute
How am I,
yourself, you terribly rude bastard.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're not sorry. This is the thing I was just saying. You are more than intelligent enough to understand what the etiquette of a live stream would be. You're more than intelligent enough. And if you're not, if you don't actually know that you should mute yourself when there's a live stream and a conversation full of people going on, then maybe a lot of your worldviews should be questioned. Maybe you should start questioning a lot of your worldviews. This is what I
turned
Toby about.
I'm sorry, I turned the volume down. Did you all hear what was going on?
Oh,
there?
every word of it.
Yeah.
You need to mute
okay.
yourself. I am sure you're intelligent enough to know that. I'm positive.
Okay, so if I turn the volume down, it only turns down the what I hear, but it does not turn off the
Hey,
microphone.
big boy, come on. Stop being silly. Nobody buys it. Nobody buys it.
Well, I just
You're
bought
just
it.
being
Okay.
obtuse now. You know where the little mute button is. You can clearly see it. You pressed your camera button just before,
Sure.
ding dong.
Sure. Okay. All right. I'll do that next time. I just turned the volume down. I thought that would turn the thing both ways, but apparently not.
You know how technology works. You know that speakers are output and microphone is input. You know in and out. You know left and right. You know. You didn't think that. Nobody buys it.
It's just
Stop
call
trying
volume.
to sell it.
It's a call volume. Anyhow, all right. Listen, learn. I apologize. I apologize.
Could be autism.
And Lou asks why for the music. Fucking Lou left now. Great.
Yeah, Lou left about 10 minutes ago.
Good job.
I'm still
Zero.
here. I'm
Yes.
still
Yeah,
here.
we know you're still here, Charles. There's no worries about that.
Yeah.
So Lou and I guess, are like, we're cool again.
Oh, I wouldn't go that
All
far. Well,
It will take some time for him to trust you again, I'm sure. But if eventually,
I'm actually going to.
Took you long enough to figure out that I left?
Like I look at screens, I'm trying to run a show. I'm trying to deal with Zero's fucking infinity of insanity.
That shit was funny.
I knew you were gone the moment you left, Lou.
I left because I had nothing to incite in that boring ass conversation.
About Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter? The guy who
No. Before all that boring, before the good shit. But then when all the good shit started happening, you started questioning Zero's mic levels.
Because nobody could hear and everybody was clearly distracted. Charles was being distracted. I heard him.
Yeah, everybody that has like a hand-drawn star symbol as their icon always like rattles bags on live streams.
Right, exactly. See, you're seeing the cosmic fucking wonders of the stupidity that we get to explore here on the show. We explore.
Okay,
stupidity.
you want an answer, Todd? Next week, Tuesday.
Are you all right, man? Todd, you
Maybe
sound
I
like
can't
stressed
make
or
that.
something.
What's that, Zero?
You sound upset. I mean, everything all right?
Todd's
It's
always
called a
upset.
performance. It's called I'm doing a show. Yeah, everything's perfect. Everything's going exactly as one could fucking dream.
Oh, okay.
It's real. It's all like a cosmic joke.
Exactly. But the
All right,
point you
okay.
just made there, Toby, about the star, I noticed that the moment it happens, and that's the thing. When these things happen, you gotta roll with it because it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat, except when it's intentional. And with Shane, I believe he might have just been a cosmic dope, a lovely dope. You know, those were what I'm saying is all those noises were just him being stoned or something and not knowing any better.
Shane found God.
But Zero's
Yeah, I remember one time, it's like when I first started smoking weed back in like middle school, we were playing some football.
1972.
We were playing like some football video game, and my friend, he picked up like a plastic bag off the ground and started rattling it, and it was making noise. And he was so high, he was just like enthralled by the noise. And then I became like, I was just like staring at him playing with the paper bag or plastic bag. So yeah, that's your brain on drugs, kids.
Any questions? But Todd, are you ready? Next Tuesday.
Yeah, I think I can do that. Just remind me, remind me again. Let's create like a countdown on your fucking Discord, on your onboard Discord.
What is next Tuesday?
Something you will not be a part of.
Aww.
Welcome back, Lou. Go on.
We're going to discuss the Lord of the Rings extended versions. And then the following Tuesday, we'll do The Hobbit, because I have to rewatch those.
Those sucked.
You suck.
You like the Hobbit?
I'm gonna have to agree with Will, because I never saw the extended editions of the Hobbit trilogy, but seeing the theatrical version, I gotta say it was crap. The only one that was good was the second one, The Desolation of Smaug. I mean, the Unexpected Journey was decent, and Battle of Five Armies was horrible.
And again, you suck donkey balls.
Hey, what about an extra of the old 1970s, early 80s, I believe, the original cartoons of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings? Would you guys?
You ain't getting me to watch that garbage for nothing in the world.
It's not
that
fucking
stuff is
garbage.
So good.
Those things are fucking fantastic.
That shit is not fantastic. That's just garbage.
Have you seen them?
I tried to watch one. I turned it off after 5 minutes.
You're fucking nuts. They rival the fucking Peter Jackson versions.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They tell the story
do.
properly,
No,
and they fucking
don't.
deliver it in a great way. And let me tell you something. The story is a lot more I don't know. You can digest the story better in the original.
No, I love
More
Peter
story,
Jackson's
too.
movies. If they redid that in an animation style, I would give it a shot. That animation's just too bad.
If they kept, it's not. It's fucking awesome. That animation is awesome.
Those are that cartoon Lord of the Rings movies. That type of animation is exactly how an animated movie for Lord of the Rings should have been done. I mean, that animation was fucking perfect.
I loved it.
And this is coming from the man whose opinion I don't value.
It was like the 70s like kind of animation where they had like the Mortal Kombat style graphics for the
and
orcs.
also
Like real
heavy
people.
metal. Remember the heavy metal animation?
Yeah, heavy
that's
metal. What was that one with the little wizard and he didn't have shoes on and he like saved like it's kind of like Lord of the Rings because it's like all these like fantasy things, but they're fighting these like industrialization, like some like orcs or something come with like
Warhammer. It sounds like Warhammer.
It's not Warhammer.
Yeah.
Do you know Warhammer?
I know about it, and I have messed with it like briefly. Actually, I've played Warhammer a lot more than I played D&D, and I've never played D&D, but I've only played Warhammer for like, I don't know, 5 minutes.
The actual tabletop game or one of the video games?
The tabletop game.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fantasy with like the lizardmen and scavemen and all that.
I believe the type of Warhammer I played was 40K.
Oh, 40K. Now that's the good shit right there.
Yeah.
That's like Lord of the Rings in the future.
Yeah. And our little conversation has now died.
Awkward.
So-
I know there was an awkward silence. So I was wanting to see how long it would linger.
Well, you know me, I can't stand that awkward silence, so I have to break the silence with even more awkwardness.
And I had to step away myself, and
Yeah, I think the term is called, like, awkwardception.
The term is called Todd wasn't here to bridge the gap.
Oh, okay.
Yet Todd always gets yelled at for talking too much.
You know, there's also this thing. A friend of mine told me, like, I do this all the time in conversation.
You have friends?
Believe it or not, yes.
Wow, they must be on drugs, just like
they
you.
are, and are they still trying to have sex with you? How did that work out, Toby?
They all hate me for some reason.
Did your
what
one
the
new
fuck?
friend end up finally making the move and trying to fuck you? You were telling me you were very afraid of one of them.
Oh, the Christian. I quit hanging out.
Oh my God.
You know, this is the most interaction Toby has had with Todd in damn near a year.
Hey, Zero's gone.
Maybe.
Well, it's nice to have you. It's nice to have you back, Toby.
Maybe he's.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah. Speak for yourself. Maybe he's pretending to be angry right now. Maybe Zero left because he's going to pretend to be hurt by this conversation and try to do another kind of troll tactic.
Well, you realize that, like, every new person that, well, not every new person, but a lot of new people that come on, they're raised in barns. They don't know how to close the door.
Oh, speaking of Zero, he's back.
Now I can't talk about him. Damn it.
Yeah, I think it's more likely that he just DC'd, and that's it.
DC'd? What does that mean?
Disconnected.
I like my theory better, though. It's more conspiratorial. It adds drama.
The term DC'd is commonly used in online video games whenever, like, somebody gets kicked out of a game. So,
Okay,
Whoa,
Charles,
that's why-
you have to speak in English because most of us here don't know these acronyms.
I understood him, and I don't know it either. DC,
Yes,
disconnected.
I thought DC was just downloadable content. So.
DC could mean the DC universe.
DLC.
DC could mean, you know,
But in the context of Zero
Bob
disconnecting, I just thought Charles was being a trendy and saying, he just DC'd, bruh. He just DC'd, LOL.
Well, all right. Here's something for you. You know what the acronym ETA stands for, right?
Estimated time of arrival.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I thought that was common knowledge,
Wait.
but one day,
Doesn't that mean
day,
eat Tommy's
I-
anus?
No. God damn it. No. It's just
Eat
one day.
Toby.
One day I went to my local movie theater and I was ordering my lunch to eat when I watch a movie. And of course, it was getting closer to when the movie was going to start. So I talked to the clerk behind the counter. What's the ETA on my food? And she's like, ETA? What does that mean? And I was like, I was dumbfounded that she didn't know what that meant.
That's why she's a clerk.
Yeah. I was at a Walgreens, and, you know, they got the little...
No, she was younger than me.
I gotta
maybe
say,
that's
though,
why.
Charles, it is almost a little dickish to ask, hey, what's the ETA? Not that it's dickish, but it's kind of like a dude, bruh, douchey kind of thing.
How is that even remotely douchey?
I don't know, because it's like, hey, babe, what's the
Depends
ETA
on the
on that
context.
food? And then you slap her ass as she runs off. That's what I picture.
I was just simply asking, what's the ETA on my cheese fries? That's it. Those are my exact words.
Listen, I understand where you're coming from with it, but I'm just saying it can. I see that as being perceivable as douchey, very much. So.
So if you were that clerk and I walked up to you and said, like, hey, dude, what's the ETA on my cheese fries? You'd probably flip out.
No, I would just think you're a dork, and I'd fucking walk off like this fucking doucher. And then I go back to the kitchen, and I'd be like, this douche is like, hey, yo, dude, bro, where's my ETA fries, bro?
God damn it.
That's like my boss, instead of saying, like, texting okay or saying okay in, like, modern English, he says 10-4. That shit drives me crazy. And now, like, everybody else says 10-4 instead of okay.
Well, no. The thing is that if he says 10-4, did he like serve? Was he a police officer at one point?
Nope.
Did he serve in the military?
Probably
Nope.
just had a CB in his car back before the internet. That's what people did. They ran around going 10-4, good buddy, Roger, over and out. What's your ETA?
Oh yeah, he was a trucker, so yeah, that's it.
That could be it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, cashiers are
Over
stupid.
to 5'9". I got a big rig here full of highly contagious diapers.
Did you know that a lot of truckers? I might have told you guys this before. I never knew this.
Methamphetamine and have sex with prostitutes. I do know this.
Well, they snort goody powders, I think is what it's called, and it like gives them like a it's like speed, I guess. But they take a dildo and they stick it in their ass to plug their ass so they can drive longer. And then when they get to a gas station, they pull it out and all the shit just comes out.
That's not true, you dope. There's no way that's a real story.
Have you ever been to like a little gas station out in the middle of nowhere and there's like shit all over the walls?
Have you ever just held your shit in for a little while? It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy not to shit your pants. These are grown men. You don't need a dildo to not shit your pants, bro.
Todd. This is what happens in those weird Midwestern states that fucking Toby visits with his Klan rallies.
I refuse to believe this.
We have to make America Gallagher again.
That I agree with. But listen, maybe it's for sexual things. I wouldn't doubt that. Because most truck drivers are deviants and perverts. But I do not think it is to hold the shit in. That just sounds ridiculous. It's called clench the cheeks. And especially if they like things in their butts, clenching their butt cheeks would be like Kegel exercises, duh. So I don't believe it. Debunked.
I think it was more of a perverted thing. The guy that told me that he said he didn't do it. He said, I didn't do it. But a lot of truckers.
Of course he didn't do it. But he told you the story, so he did it.
Exactly. Yeah, he did it and then blamed it on the rest of the truckers.
Yeah, he's like perverted as shit. So yeah. Wow.
Do you feel better, Todd?
I guess.
Why?
That's what we're glad. That's why this show was here for you. All that's missing is Mr. Williams' neighborhood.
I invited him 800 fucking times. He doesn't answer me now. Whatever. I'm like, get in here. Fucking Lou and Toby are gonna fight. Some fucking fight that was. Get in here. Join the madness and nothing.
Oh, do you feel like a mother hen right now, Todd? All the chickens back home?
No. I feel like
No.
Well, you brought Toby back into the loop by accepting his Patreon donation.
There's not a I decline this particular. I can't decline it, but that's discrimination. I can't discriminate against him just because he's a Jew-hating Toby.
Yes, we can. We don't want his money.
I don't agree with that sort of discrimination. Look, I look. It's just like that whole thing with like the gay cakes. You know, if you want to go buy a gay cake, great. Maybe gay cakes taste delicious. They're not going to turn you gay, though.
A lot of the soy. If there's soy in the gay cake, it can turn you gay.
What's this Todd as the soy boy mean? Even what the fuck does the point of that even mean? You ding dong.
Removal of testosterone.
What?
Yeah, you need to eat more onions, Todd.
Removal of testosterone.
Okay. So how is your point that I was a soy boy for talking about the differences in jobs that men and women have available to them?
Well, see that's yeah. I was trying to make fun of you for not like doing manual labor, but being someone that's worked manual labor since they were like 6 years old, I know how a lot of people say that there's like honor in it. There's honor in working with your hands and like looking at something you finish at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's the government story they tell you so that you keep fucking toiling for them.
Yeah, there's no fucking honor in it.
No.
And but you know.
Well, I mean, I can agree to that to a point. However, when I built my own gaming PC, it was a very satisfying feeling.
That's a much different thing, Mr. Weed.
Yeah, that's receiving the actual fruits of your own labor.
Yes, that is honorable and that is rewarding. But when you give up your body for dollars, That's simply what it is. You're giving up your body for dollars. You could be using your mind and making a whole lot more. It's the buyout. You know what I mean? Just like they say that the black youth took the buyout of becoming drug dealers and seeing the different way out. The old buyout used to be what he just said. It's honorable to go and work all day and bust your body and toil for just a little more than everybody else gets. Just like a drug dealer, you only get a little more than what everybody else gets. But if you don't risk your freedom and if you don't risk your body and you just use your mind and be smart, you can get 50 times more than the best you can get with those jobs.
Yeah. It's like I've gained more respect at work because last Friday I almost passed out. I sweat so much that I dehydrated and I started like dry heaving and throwing up and stuff, and my whole body cramped up. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing out here?
It sounds like you were on the verge of having a heart attack.
I was what do you call it? There's heat stroke and then there's like heat exhaustion right before that. And I'm pretty sure that's where I was at.
Toby, have you been watching the Jersey Shore?
Fuck no.
You're a fucking loser.
What's that little thing's name? Tootsie?
Yeah.
I can't. It's something with like 2 O's.
I was on mute.
Snooki.
You know exactly what her name is.
It's
No, it
Snooki.
ain't no Tootsie. You know there's no 2 O's. You know, oh, maybe there is 2 O's.
Snooki, yeah, Snooki.
Yeah, Snooki. And then, of course, then you have the whole thing about, like, the South Park episode making fun of Snooki, where she's, like, some, like, street urchin, like, gremlin type creature, and it goes like, Snooki would smush smush.
That
Yeah.
was a good one.
No, I know what Toby's watching. He's watching that Flora-Braska bullshit.
What?
The Florida Shore.
Oh, my God. Oh, this damn reality shows need to stop. Damn it.
Oh, Whedon, you need to, like, take a pill of chill.
I am not going to watch that garbage.
No one's telling you to watch anything.
Hey, wait, let's pose a question here. Does reality TV actually break up the whole dynamics of the 1% versus the rest? That whole 5% of the people who, after the collapse of the economy, they took all the gains, and they're the ones who become the 1% today. Now, reality TV gives stupid people money. So, does this break up that fucking paradigm, or does it just enable a future of stupid people with money? So, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Go on.
It's a bad thing because it glorifies and shows that stupidity is acceptable, and stupidity is not and will never be acceptable.
But it
Tony
didn't.
Randall thought it was mortally offensive to be stupid.
What it did do, it empowered dumb teenage girls to get pregnant.
Yeah.
With that fucking dumb teen mom bullshit.
Now, you two, and Toby, it's even more disappointing for you to yup that, because that was like a burp. That happened 10 fucking years ago, and it
happened in my hometown. My hometown is on one of those
now.
episodes.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right, 10 years ago.
And they're still giving teen mom now.
Sure, but there's not like little girls going out there. Nobody's striving to be a teen mom right now. Maybe you got 3 or 4 retards. Maybe, probably, most certainly. There's plenty of retards in the world. Of course.
And then how the fuck are you still getting catfished in this world?
That's how welfare works, though. Like, the more kids you have, the more money you get from the government. So girls will like be like unwed and have like a shit ton of kids and get like a bunch of government benefits. It's fucked up.
Oh, I agree, and I think those people should be erased from the planet. If you're creating more resource-eating creatures so that you can have more money to eat more resources, you need to die. Period. You don't have a right to this world if that's your goal. Now, if you live and you love and you happen to be having children because you love a family or some fucking shit, and then you're poor and you need welfare, I'm not saying anything about those people. I don't respect it personally because I don't have to take fucking welfare. and I'm just fine, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I deal with life. I have problems, and I fucking face the problems, and I beat the problems. I don't run to the government saying, give me some money, please. But I understand that some are not the same. We're not all equal. We're not all created equal. Some are not as strong as others. And, you know, some have to run for mommy's teeth.
Well, it's all right. They're going to cut the welfare and the food stamps pretty soon. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
that shit ain't going
I don't
nowhere.
think so. I don't think so. Why would they do that? That empowers their system. Welfare is integral to their system. Yep. So if they do cut it, then that's more proof that Trump is trying to bust their system.
They need people dependent on the government to survive.
Yep.
The Democrats.
On that one, Toby. Go on.
There's no difference between Democrats or Republicans.
Correct.
It's like the Native Americans said, how? No, it's like there's some quote about like two wings. The left wing and the right wing belong to the same bird.
Go on.
See, it's every time I say something, it's an awkward silence, which I enjoy. But it's bad for the
show. You're finishing your points. I think you're waiting for an interruption, but I'm just letting you go on.
You ever heard of horseshoe theory? Which I think is kind of bullshit, but it's kind of like where we're heading, I think. Like the left and the right paradigm thing. It's all the same. The horseshoe, you know like what a horseshoe looks like? It's like a U. So at the two endpoints of the horseshoe, like the two.
Quick interruption.
Quick
interruption. In the world, if you have to explain to somebody what a horseshoe is, you can guarantee they're not going to understand your fucking point.
That is very true. So you have a horseshoe, and the two endpoints are, let's say, Republican and Democrat, and then you go like down along the horseshoe to find like the center point of the horseshoe, and that's like the center of like what America was kind of founded on, like the liberals, freedom of thought and freedom of ideas and press and the Second Amendment, guns and all that shit. And as you go away from the center, it's like a mirror image of left and right.
You're gonna make me throw away my horseshoe ring.
You have a horseshoe ring?
Yo, that's Lou. You got a horseshoe ring? That's cultural appropriation. That's an Italian thing, bro.
I thought it was Irish.
Dude, first off, I don't care about cultural appropriation.
I know this, Louis. It's called a joke.
It's a bad joke.
It's a good one. That's a good joke.
That's a bad joke.
Can white people have dreadlocks?
Duh. I'm a bald-headed Rasta motherfucker, so don't ask me that shit. I don't think nobody should have dreadlocks.
Toby, do you still have your
They're
beard?
all sinners. Only the pure can have dreadlocks.
You still have your beard?
Yep.
Here's a new term. You must shave it on air.
Fuck no.
Then you will no longer be a producer.
I have like like the profile of an ass cheek. How like the ass like goes into the hamstring.
Lou, you do not have the authority to do that.
I have the authority to do whatever the fuck I want because I'm a grown fucking man.
Not that I disagree with him, but you tell him. Not that I agree or disagree, but that's right. You better you need to run everything past the board of directors.
This nothing show thing is a group effort. So in order for any decisions to be made, it has to be a majority ruling. And
yeah, it is a majority ruling. The majority ruling of me.
That's not. Oh my God! You know what? I don't even care anymore.
Go on.
Thank you,
Emperor Palpatine.
Sounds like a minority ruling.
That's racist.
It sounds like I am the ruler, and that is it. I control the one ring. I am the Saruman of this group, god damn it. And I won't get killed by some hapless thinwit.
As in minor state of mind.
See, I don't disagree with Lou's logic there. I think we should all think of ourselves as the top bosses. That would be the most productive and equal still. If we all just deluded ourselves, I'm the boss, I'm the boss, I'm the boss, then we're all bosses and we're all equal. And we're all
Matsart, are you sleeping?
No.
I bet that's how the Illuminati works.
Let's read, it probably is. Let's read, I won't tell you though. Let's read Matsart a bedtime story.
No, I'm still here.
But can we read you a bedtime story? I mean, the show's got to end eventually.
No, he's wide awake, so it's good.
3 a.m. Go on, carry on, please, carry on.
The only one who doesn't get a vote right now and that's because he's new, is Matsart. Once Matsart puts a little more time in, then he gets a vote.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought he was older than me. Or not older, but
is.
like
I
longer.
disagree with Mr. Lou on that one. Grand Wizard Matsart gets to... He's the big boss of it all. He's the one who set this whole cicada thing up. Come on.
Didn't he find where you live?
Sorry?
Didn't you find where Todd lived and
how?
You're like knocking on his door outside or something?
If I was knocking on Todd's door, I would have taken a selfie with him. But he probably wouldn't answer the door.
Oh, okay. See, I think you were somebody else.
That selfie on that Windows phone would have came out crappy.
I have a feeling Lou's not going to do it, so I think sometime in the future, if by the way, everybody, www.patreon.com/TheNothingShow. Subscribe, get in there, give us money so that you can see the new show, Charles and Todd Go to the United Kingdom.
It only took an hour and a half to plug the Patreon website.
That's in the description. Those lazy pricks can look. It's in the description.
Yep, it is. It's there.
Besides, we can't...
Just ask Toby is an AssProd.
Can't be complete shills. I mean, if Elephant Shoes didn't want to fucking put in the money yet, she's not gonna. So, I mean, come on. I mean, what are we gonna keep...
Hey, I don't mean to stir up drama, but I'm going to stir up a little bit of drama.
What a dick.
Where's Cyborgism?
Hey, don't you talk about him.
He hates me, right?
He paid his money to the Nothing Pipers.
He did?
Oh, he did. He's a subscriber, baby. He's a patron.
What tier?
I can't divulge.
Yeah, I'm the highest tier, so I'm like the most stupid.
Okay, I'll divulge. No, I can't divulge. He's either the 13 or the 666. That's all I'll say, because there's only 3 patrons right now.
Who are the 3 people? So me,
Cyborgison, and a secret person who I can't name because I don't have permission to name that person, nor would I want to name that person.
Are they related to the Nothing?
Obviously, why wouldn't they be? You mean like a blood relative, like a family member of somebody here? No, it's somebody who is amongst us always. It's a regular Nothing, whatever. So that's all I'll say. I can't divulge who it is, but
Canadian, but not that Canadian.
No, there's no Canadian dollars coming in. I told you, and that's why I said, why would I spend any time really in these shows advertising too much? Because then it's like I'm saying, hey, elephant for shoes, where's your money? Because she's the only other person right now who's in the chat who's not in this fucking call. Therefore, you get what I'm saying? What's the point of advertising?
Oh, yeah.
The advertising, I would think, would come from different ways. Like, I have to go out there, or people involved would have to go out there and promote the thing some way, somehow. We gotta have some strategy meetings.
Hey, I can probably get a bunch of people to come watch this show right now.
Well, why don't? Yeah, last time you did it, they were like, "Oh, this is stupid, a bunch of fags."
Yeah.
I mean, good. Send them over. Tell them to come in here, and then I'll fucking promote the patrons some more. Patreon.
Let me try. I will try. Let's see. It's. Have you guys ever heard of Ice Poseidon?
Yes, I love Ice Poseidon. I can't help myself. I don't love him. I love to watch him because it's just so mind blowing. What he gets, like, not what he gets away with, like, oh, he does these crazy things. The essentially the nothing that he does that he gets away. He's just so fascinating. Like that so many people watch that, and he's just obnoxious and annoying and dumb looking, and I don't see the appeal. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's because he was like the underdog kind of guy. He was the first one to start doing the IRL streaming and all that, and so he built like an audience. But he's got, like, I don't know. People
I know
just,
he started with RuneScape. Apparently, almost every popular live streamer out there started in RuneScape.
Yeah.
Or a
That's
handful
weird.
of other games.
Dude, I forgot how to post on Reddit.
Well, I've been using Reddit a lot more since the change to its user interface. I like it.
Me too. I used to have to get an extension to do what it does now. Like how when you can like just click on something and it'll just bring you up a little piece of it or whatever, or it'll show you the article but without leaving the main page. That was an extension. Now it's built in.
Yeah, Reddit has definitely improved. I know a lot of people have problems with it, but I think they're just they're loyalists to the way it used to be. They're afraid of change. Yeah. But no, I like it. I've been using Reddit a lot more now, and I don't even visit social media anymore. I don't. It's just like I have a Facebook, but I don't use it. I have a Twitter, but don't use it. I have an Instagram, don't use it. I mostly just stick with Reddit, Imgur, and Discord. That's it.
You should try 4chan.
Fuck that website. Although I do mean no respect, but the thing is that shut up, Todd. But no, I've only ever been to 4chan twice. The first time was out of curiosity, and the second time was by mistake.
Toby, you should take that same advice and use the razor on camera.
Wow, what advice? Because I was literally just thinking in my brain about shaving. Are you reading my brain? That's weird.
Dream miner.
No, Todd, you don't need to shave. Only Toby.
You know, only the certain Patreon members will actually get to see these exclusive comics that come out, but I will always describe them happily on the shows. And I forgot to finish what happened on the first page. Well, the first half of the first page, the top half. They're long panels. You know the panels that stretch across the page? You can fit 4 of them like that. Well, that's how the first page is. It's one of those deals. And the first 2, like I said, it has Lou talking to the sun, naked, floating in the void of space. And then it's a sun creature. And then after words occur, he kisses it, and then he disperses into all this energy, and that's how he comes to Earth.
Okay.
Fair enough. And how do you come to Earth then, Todd?
I can't tell you. Maybe I was already there.
Fair enough.
Maybe I'm not even a human in this story. Maybe I'm a robot.
Ooh, Todd, you should flip the words in your book that you wrote and make it a Patreon exclusive.
What? Call it Cuff?
No, the one that you wrote for Matt. Take out their names and replace them with other names and make it a Patreon exclusive.
I've already thought about that, and that's actually a brilliant idea. Although it's not in the tiers, but you know what? Let's say that, patrons, if future potential patrons, not only will you get what you're promised, there will always be extra cool stuff like that we'll throw in. Just little surprises. So, yeah, great idea, Lou. Great idea.
Of course.
Because you know I'm looking for something to do with that for us, and that's the perfect thing.
And unlike our producer, could have come up with that idea.
Hey, what'd you think about my concept art?
It looked like shit.
It's concept art. It's supposed to look like shit.
Well, I mean, the art in these comics are completely different than that. The best way I could describe it, I'm going for the Napoleon Dynamite Nintendo DS game animation look.
Let me see. I have no idea what that looks like. Napoleon.
I'm just going off of old memories of it. That was a great game, by the way. It was really fun.
The Napoleon Dynamite video game.
There was a video game?
Uh-huh. It was really fun. For Nintendo DS. I believe.
Hey, wait. There's new people coming in. You gotta keep it going.
Oh, fuck
I
those
posted
people.
a thing on Reddit.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Nobody
I'll
cares
just
about
check for
them.
you.
Invite them in so that we can end the show.
Oh, hey, Joanna.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
okay.
Creepy girl. Sorry, nothing.
Nintendo DS. It is DS. All right. Yeah, that's it. That's generally, but a little bit more. If you look on the Google image searches, the one all the way to the right, the fifth picture, that's a lot closer to the end result of what you'll see.
Oh shit! Matt starts getting DMs.
Getting nudie photos.
Hey,
I
guys.
backed it.
Hey, don't even push that one. Oh boy. And welcome, damp pan transsexual salt. Tranny salt. This is also my favorite episode.
Is the elevator music still playing?
Oh, of
Listen,
course.
creepy girl, ignore what Toby said. He knows not, and we're not going to even further any more of Toby's incorrect things. I think isn't there a, warning on this that this is inappropriate content, not safe for work, and 18 plus? I'm pretty sure there is, right? So,
No.
no? Well, fuck. Am I
So now
supposed
you
to
can't-
put something like that up? Oh, okay.
No, you got a
Okay.
copyright disclaimer under Section 107.
No,
I mean, that
there's
covers
an able age restriction. I just clicked that. I did, you know what it is? This is your fault, Toby, you piece of fucking shit. Because on the Todd Grundle channel, where we used to do the shows, I had the age restriction enabled. This one, which we didn't use, and then I came to as a backup after you fucking flagged and banned my channel, you piece of dog trash, does not.
Yes, let it out. Let out your inner demon.
So now it's clicked. So age restriction is clicked. So if there's anybody here who is not of an age, that's on you.
Everybody's 18 and over on the internet.
You fucking better be if you're listening to or participating in this show, because age restriction is enabled. So there we go. No longer responsible for any of your tomfoolery.
It wasn't me that got you banned. It was YouTube.
Stop lying, bro.
No, I flagged.
Stop lying.
YouTube banned.
Yeah, you caused it with your insecurity.
Somebody flagged one of my videos.
Yeah,
Dude,
I
no one
wonder
wants
who.
to flag your videos.
It wasn't. What? Did you say it was you?
No. Why would I flag your videos?
Because you're so full of hatred.
And no,
Even if I
because
hate
I
you.
can verify that he didn't do it because, like I told you, there were 0 views when I looked at it. It was already blocked, and I sent it to Lou. Oh, no, wait.
Okay.
I sent him... Yeah, no, that's the one that got banned. Which one got banned? Oh, the speech. Yeah, I sent that to Lou.
Oh, the one with all the Nazi dancing and shit?
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, but what about the message that Todd had in that video?
Well,
that I
you
clicked?
misconstrued it by putting all that Nazi dancing. My message was a pro-people message.
So is my message.
What?
Did you not see the
Hitler's
very end
not
of the video?
pro-people.
Did you see the multicultural Third Reich?
No.
Dude.
Once my voice was done, I stopped watching. I'm a narcissist, duh.
Yeah, watch the very end of the video. It shows
I don't get
Asian
it. Like, I know
soldiers.
the difference between these different Nazis. Oh, yeah, I did see some of that. Yeah, okay, so... But your point's not clearly made. It just looked like a bunch of Nazi gibberish in the end. It looked like a bunch of sensationalist bullshit that anybody would just throw together to make a generic point.
Well, it's kind of made to you can look at the video and take two different points of views from it. Where is the first part racist or is the second part racist? And depending on your mindset is how you go into watching the video. And if you can't watch the whole video as one piece, then guess what?
No, but that's inaccurate because somebody's not going to sit there. It's not at the. Listen, they hear the whole speech, and then all of a sudden the Nazi stuff comes in. They may be on the fence with the speech, like, where is this going? Is this racist? Is this not? They might be questioning it. But as soon as the Nazi dancing begins and then goes on for 5 fucking minutes, then they don't sit there 5 minutes. They're saying, oh, jackboots. Oh, Nazis. Okay, I get your point now. I'm not a Nazi. I don't agree. I could leave now. So those who were wondering are now no longer wondering, and they're not going to stay till the end. Why would they? Why should they?
What do you think about like the intro though, with all of the commercials with the black people making white people like look inferior?
Well, I got that point, and that's what you put in that made it say, is what the guy's saying racist or not? Because somebody who doesn't know, they're looking at it and they think this is my video because it's my voice on there. So they think the person talking is the person putting out the images. So then they're like, oh, this is probably a racist. But then they're like, well, I get the point of what this person's saying, and it could not be racist. They're on the fence at this point still. But that's what brings the question in. Your images of black people making white people subjects with this words over it, that's what brings the question in. The words on their own, they're clear. They are clearly not racist words.
But that's kind of like what you were talking about. You're like you're in a theater and there's all these black people yelling like, kill that honky nigga, kill that blue-eyed nigga, all that kind of stuff. And then you're like, man, it's like, we did not do that. We like stood against this. And then I'm providing examples of that in everyday life, that people that watch TV, they're constantly fed a diet of black
right.
man,
and in that case, if somebody
white man.
keeps watching and listening, they can figure it out. If you don't have that Nazi shit afterwards, once you get to that Nazi shit, it just turns the whole thing, Nazi-ish.
Well, that's the solution.
What is the solution? The final solution?
Well, that's to the Jewish question, but no, nationalism. Nationalism has been demonized.
Yeah. But nationalism and Nazism is not the same, and that's the point the left makes, is that it's the same, and you're fucking furthering their point, which is why I say you're just a covert left fucking agent of fucking nothingness. You're just here to destroy true values and true fucking opinions and freedom of speech. You are part of the oppressive left, pretending to be somebody else.
But everyone thinks Nazism, and they have like what we've been taught in school and textbooks, and never forget the 6 million people that died in the Holocaust. And it's evil. So the more you like grow like accustomed to like the Third Reich and what happened there, the less of an impact it has, where you start actually investigating it for yourself instead of just saying it's evil, want nothing to do with it.
Be more you.
Somehow,
Did you say good morning?
Kiwi Hasselhoff is messaging me somewhere else. He's surprised it's you, by the way, because you sound so normal. Apparently the live chat isn't working for him. Kiwi, you're going to have to refresh because the live chat is active and moving. So, and I didn't even notice you were messaging in the Discord until now. It's working. You got to do something. Everybody else is working. I don't know. Even there's some new people. Hi, Fee World, Try Hard, Damp Pussy. All types of names are here. Zero just said it works. So, yeah. What else you guys got there, Todd and Charles? Where do we go now? I mean, Lou. I just called Todd Lou. You see, Todd is such not a real human being that I can mistake him with another person.
What up?
So, Lou and Charles. What's next on this program? Anything, or are we
Are you smoking weed, Lou?
No.
I haven't showed up at his house yet.
I'm just... If it's a topic that doesn't interest me, I zone out.
Oh.
which means whenever Toby's talking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Aw.
Yeah, man. You even fucking left when I started talking the first time.
I know. So, Lou and Charles, is there something more, or is this the end of nothing for the day?
Why does it have to end? Just keep going.
I don't know, because I'm sweaty as fuck. I want to take a shower, cook some food, and throwing it in your hands. You guys aren't talking much. We can't turn it into the Toby show or the Toby and Todd show, the TNT Power Hour. Mathsart needs to go to bed. Zero is still a little butthurt. And
I'm not.
doesn't want to talk. So
I'm just trying to be polite.
he's being ultra polite. You're being intentionally polite. You're being intentionally polite, Zero. You know what you're doing.
All right, fine. Racism doesn't exist.
Hey, I agree.
Oh, and by
Except
by the way,
it does exist in different communities.
and by the way, happy White History Month. July is the White History Month.
Who the fuck said that?
I was born in July, so
Jesse Lee Peterson.
Who the fuck is he?
Well, he ain't my boss.
Look him up.
He is.
he's that
He's,
cool black dude.
Yeah, he's a cool black dude that makes a lot of sense. And he says,
yeah, I've heard him. He's the one who made me look into the Jim Crow law because he was saying about how good it was for slaves exiting slavery, for the transition.
He's the Uncle Tom.
Oh, so he's a coon.
Is that what coon means, Uncle Tom?
I believe
I have
Uncle
no
Tom
idea what
is
that
a
is.
nice way of saying coon.
Okay.
No, Uncle Tom means a black person who shills for the white people, a black person who takes the white dollar and the white buyout.
And coons, like, they steal shiny stuff.
I see.
Nah, it's just another racist term, but whatever. But I think it's also meant to like refer to, because I've heard Spike Lee and Tyler Perry use it in certain ways. Or no, it's been used against Tyler Perry, like coonery buffoonery, meaning you shuck and jive and you dance for the white man's dollar. You're a coon. You're cooning.
Yeah, tap dancing.
Yeah.
Florida, be amongst the first to see Mission
But you know what?
Impossible.
That's also governmental programming, because I recently heard the song for the first time by Joyner Lucas, I think is the person's name. I'm Not Racist. Have you guys ever heard this song?
Yeah, it's like a fat white guy and
wearing a MAGA
button-up T-shirt. Yeah.
Well, nothing for nothing. The things to be made that they're both making good points at each other. Except, of course, the white guy breaks and says N to the R at one point. But you can justify that. Listen, when I watched that, it seemed like a white person screaming at and fighting for the soul of all black people. That's what it seemed like. It's saying, I've heard these words from black people. That's the point. And the fact of the matter is, it is a black person singing, not really a white person. It's a black person and it's just a white guy lip syncing it. But I've heard black people say this to black people, and that's them fighting for the souls of their brothers, saying, stand up from the oppression, stand up from the systematic enslavement that you're allowing yourself into, which is also kind of the point Kanye was making, but his speaking mouth doesn't work as well as his other mouth. But
that's why.
Did you hear that Dennis Rodman wants to do a song with Kanye?
I didn't, and that's ridiculous. But wait a quick second here, because I just want to finish the point about that. And then I was agreeing with when the black guy came with his perspective. But then I realized something when it's about can't get a job and this and that, and we're kept back from work. And it's like, look how that guy was dressed in that video, the black guy. He's got braids. He's got that haircut. He's wearing a fucking jersey, big ass pants. I don't care what color you are. You can't get a job if you're dressed like that. Fucking period. Something my fucking parents taught me all through life. I can't walk around. White boys can't walk around with their fucking long, dirty, greasy hair and beards either and get fucking jobs. You can't get jobs unless you fucking put on a fucking suit, unless you put on a fucking polo shirt, you dumb idiots. All of you, white, black, everything. You can't get work unless you dress like they want you to. And that's the fucking problem.
You're proving my point. There's no racism.
I would like to make 2 points on that.
But
And
you're wrong.
then I'd like,
There's racism that's been all right. Yeah, there's no racism except for what is brainwashing people. But the people
Correct.
the people who accept that brainwashing still need to be held accountable. They are racists and they are problems. The skinhead is a problem as much
Yes.
as the gang banging black guy who is a fucking problem. They're both
Correct.
the same. They're the same.
They believe in
Well,
fiction.
we know that the skinheads were created by the opposite,
Conform is
like
right, Kiwi.
the
You have to conform. You have to. If you want their dollar, if you want to play their game, you have to dance how they tell you to. Otherwise, shut the fuck up and accept the life you've chosen.
Correct.
That's kind of like what we were talking about with the manual labor stuff, like the honor in it. you kind of like have to, you know, or for someone like me, I kind of just have to, you know, do that. But
Yeah, but that's the thing. You don't
we're
have to do all
all
that. You don't have to dance their dance. Just like if a gay cake doesn't want to be sold to a fucking straight fucking family and a straight fucking cake doesn't want to be sold to a gay family, well then how about fucking gay cakes get baked in gay bakeries and gay people spend all their gay dollars in exclusive gay places, create huge gay towns like Koreatown, Chinatown. But that's racist to even mention the word Chinatown now. Okay, fucking take all your fucking people and build your fucking people. Whoever you are, if that's what you are. Otherwise, assimilate. Conform.
Todd
Otherwise,
is
become one
channeling
with
his
the
Alex
fucking board.
Jones.
Period. If you're not happy with it,
Todd.
gather your people
Todd.
and build your fucking palace.
Breathe.
That's why we need nationalism,
Great.
because then the gay cake people can have their own little city, state, or country, or whatever, and then the black people with braids and jerseys can have their own like state and nation, and that's like their dress code to get a job.
But that's
But
not a
we've become
nationality.
well, it'd become a nationality. It'd become a nation state where they share like a similar culture,
Kind of like
and they
Burning
would
Man.
have like
Right.
what?
Listen, what do they do in Slab
Burning
City?
Man.
That's where all the fucking
Yeah.
hippie dirty douches can go and live their life and not conform and not shave off their dreadlocks and their beards and not wash their asses and not have proper running fucking things. They go off and they live in the middle of the fucking desert and they survive and they make their own world. Go make your own fucking world. I don't like this world. I don't like this world, but guess what? I don't want to go live in an apocalyptic society either. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
fucking
the-
conform, and I'm gonna do what the fuck I gotta do until I can go to the highest levels of this world and make changes within it. Ha 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 ha, right? Like if that could ever happen. That's what one should be seeking. You conform, you fucking slither like a snake through their grass until you get to their palace, and then you fucking start as a doorman at their palace, and then you sweep the floors in their palace, and then you fucking work in the mailroom in their palace, and you fucking promote and promote and promote, and you build yourself in their palace through your own abilities and your own intelligence. And if you don't have it, oh well! There's not enough food here for all of you stupid animals.
Fucking Todd Jones, baby. Todd Jones in the flesh.
Woo!
When you make it to the top rung of the ladder, will you still be the same person that initiated the climb?
Who gives
And that's
a
what-
motherfucking fuck?
But that's what the process
And yes,
does.
because the person who initiated the climb wanted to get there. So you're the person you never were and always wanted to be now. You're the perfect you.
No, it's the analogy of the mountain of shit.
No, that's the analogy of stop fucking crying. Who gives a shit? If you climb the ladder and you got to the top, who gives a fuck who you are or who you were? You are at the top now. You accomplished your dreams and you're still whining? Then there's a bullet for you too.
But how many? There's so many people that have like gone through that process and made it to the top, and they've changed nothing for the better.
Because they're
If anything, it's gotten worse.
selfish.
Because you have to be selfish to make it to the top. You lose who you were in the beginning.
No, I don't agree.
There's a mountain of shit, and a sage tells you there's a rose at the top of the mountain, and if you just take one sniff of it, you'll become enlightened. So you start climbing up the mountain of shit, and it takes, years. By the time you get to the summit, you see that single flower that will offer enlightenment through its smell. You run over, you take a sniff, and you don't smell anything because You've lost your
Then
sense
you were
of
just
smell.
sold bad apples, buddy. You were just sold bad apples. And if you were only doing it to sniff at something else, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You're talking about intent and purpose and all types of variables that go into it. You're trying to like broaden it up into some profound experience everybody who climbs will experience, and that's just not true. There are people who will climb for selfish gains. There were people who will climb because they want to make a better in society. There were people who climb simply because they don't want to be on the bottom. There are people who will fucking climb for nefarious purposes. They want to burn the world, so they want to get into the top to throw firebombs down on it. So there is no one profound experience. There is no rose. If you're stupid enough to think that there's a rose on top of a mountain of shit that you're going to smell and it's going to give you the fucking one true answer, that's your own fucking stupid fault for when it smells like nothing, because your nose is burnt out from the stank of shit.
Queasy Quasi says, so at the Nothing Network, if you earn your way into the palace, does that make you an Uncle Todd?
It just makes you a human being doing what you have to do to survive. You either want to be there or you don't. That palace is your destination or the village is your home. That's your choice in life.
My argument though is that like reaching the top, it's the mountain of shit, and you think that like there's something that will offer, there's something of importance at the top by reaching the top that you'll be able to achieve, and that's the flower. And it's like people go to work.
But you're using a fucking metaphor that doesn't apply to reality, because the reality of the situation is what I said is, if you want to make change in this world, the only way to make a change is to get to the top. And then you're saying, oh yeah, but once you're at the top, you have this philosophical burden upon you. And
become an Uncle Todd.
It's not a philosophical burden. It's just that the journey to get to the top has corrupted you.
Good, then you just didn't want to change to begin with, period. Then you're just another asshole, should have burned in the village, and all you wanted was gold and jewels, and you pretended to want to make a change. But that doesn't mean there's not real people who want to and can make a change. And to those people, the only way you're going to do it is by conforming, by making your way through their gardens and into their palace. And then beheading the king and becoming the king yourself. That's the only way you're going to make change. Otherwise, you're just a fucking whisper in the wind. You are nothing.
You're a nothing of the Uncle Todds.
I believe that did work when the world was like under like a monarchy, where there's like one singular, there's a king or queen at the top, and then they're replaced by someone, you know, that has rallied the people or the soldiers or whatever, and then they take over, and it's, you know, a transition from one monarchy to another. But the way our system is, there's so many metaphor, like different moving gears.
It's just a metaphor, bro. It's just a metaphor, bro. You want me to change it to you have to go and become a fucking politician and la la la. You simply you have to put yourself into a place where you can make change. You must become the elite if you want your voice to count. Period, period, period. None of the rest of us matter. We are just pawns in their game and cogs in their machine. Accept it.
I think we make more of a difference through this kind of platform than through something like President Trump or something. It's like the many like little nodal points of like nonconformity or whatever, of trying to like be authentic.
Correct. Original.
Yes. Instead of just like one singular mouthpiece, because that always leads to corruption.
Centralization.
Yeah.
Projection of simulacra.
Simulacra?
Simulacrum.
Assalamu
Simulacra is a plural of simulacrum. Simulacrum is the object which emanates or creates simulation. So a commercial would be a simulacrum, for example. It projects a simulation, an image, a symbol, or something to that extent. It's hyperreal. It's not real, it's hyperreal.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It's propaganda.
No. This is reality is almost all gone. We're surrounded by hyper reality. Nothing is real. Everything is. It's all symbols. It's all.
Like we each have our own subjective interpretation of reality.
Yes, we are our own simulacrum in this dream.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to keep interrupting and disagreeing with you guys. I've already made my points of disagreements, but I do want to point out, you guys realize what you're talking about now are all ideas and theories, right? And what we just talked about a moment ago is a pure practical fact. I mean, you can't take an idea and use it to counter a fact. The fact is, if you want to make change, you have to be in a place from which you can make change. And the peasants, the peons, the proletarians, us, we can't make change. We're not in that place. But go on now. I just want to make sure we're clear that the things being spoken right now are just theories and ideas and have no practical applications unless you can, change my mind.
I would say that I do agree with you on that one does need to be in a place or a position to make change, but I disagree that you have to be at the top. That you have to be at the pinnacle of power in order to enact change.
No, but you have to be in their palace. You have to be in their world. You have to.
I'm not even sure of that. If you have to be like,
I don't think
what do you call it? Like mainstream.
To change all the peons, but then all the peons are the ones who make the choice to be changed or change themselves into the change from the top. So in reality, it all goes back to everybody, back to themselves. You are the change, right?
Yeah, it's like why didn't the
right? And if you're standing in one place playing their game, you're not changing. So then you're not a change. You are the change. You the person. You the hippie. You the fucking black gangbanger. You the fucking whatever you are that is of a different look than the conformed mainstream look that society needs. You're the change. And if you're just staying in that world, sorry, you're not gonna make a fucking change.
Correct.
There's simply not enough. Look, everyone can make their own little worlds. Slab City's not viable. These tiny little nation states won't last long. So that's not, for a culture, that's not something that can survive. You need to conform now and then find a way that we can make society change and accept that. Like, let's say we all want to dress how we want. I want to dress how I want. I don't have anything against the fucking way people look and dress. I dress fucking like an asshole myself. I don't like wearing suits and ties. I hate it. That's why I'm where I am.
That's fine. It's okay. Form, unconform, reconform. It is what it is. And amongst all this hyper reality, over here in the Nothing Show, you is what is real. Everything else is fake.
Go on.
I feel like we're scratching at the surface of these like political or governing bodies, like these ideas of like different forms of governance. And like,
but they're all the same variants of the Babylonian government type. It's all the same. I mean, there's different variants. All the isms come from the same source.
Listen, can I tell you why it's wrong to be an individual and why it's wrong to not conform? Because then we'll die. If we keep fighting and we keep making these little pockets, we're gonna fucking die. So it's time to choose what's best. It's time to choose the lesser
that's incorrect.
evils. No, because we don't have enough food. We don't have enough time.
No,
we're not on this planet yet. We're not even in
hold the
space
horse.
yet. Dude.
Hold the horse. Hold the horse.
But wait. There's nobody. There's nobody for so many light years. Human life cannot reach anywhere where there's even a possibility of life yet, and we haven't even been able to colonize the fucking moon. Okay? We don't have enough time to keep worrying about the individual. We need to worry about the collective, period. We need to progress and advance and leave this fucking dirt rock and exploding sun. And we need to let humanity survive, period.
Todd, you mean the hyper individualism, or are you talking about not being an individual and merely conforming to a collective, which usually ends up like lemmings leading off a cliff?
I'm talking about stop having pockets of neighborhoods of specific types of people who are specific ways who refuse to conform to the fucking mainstream. You have to conform to the mainstream and progress what there is most of right now. We have to progress.
But we are the mainstream.
Huh?
We are the mainstream.
No, we're not. I mean, I don't know how you dress. I don't know what kind of job you have. But I can speak for fucking myself. I can speak for Toby. I can speak for Lou. And I can speak for Charles. Can't really speak for Matsar. We're not the mainstream. We're not the mainstream.
But, I mean, Fortune 500 is not the mainstream. They pretend to be, but they haven't been for a long time.
I'm talking none of us have careers where we can give back to society. We are all worker ants. We are all people who live hand to fucking mouth, essentially. We are all people who save for our futures. We are not productive, constructive members of society.
I would never give back to society if I was rich, or even now. Fuck society. I only worry about myself.
That's you.
And I think
that's one mindset. You are a person who is just here to eat, quote unquote. You're here for the feast, and you're happy enough to go. You don't have an aspiration, and you're not complaining either. So therefore, your type of person is not even relevant to this conversation, because guys like you don't complain about the world. You have your certain opinions, but it just doesn't matter to you guys. So you're here, you exist, you eat, you'll die eventually, and that's cool to you.
But that's the way of life.
But people like Lou, maybe the most important people that will affect change.
How so?
Because
in a negative way.
When people like drop out of like a job or giving back to society, then society begins to collapse. And once our society collapses, then it'll rebuild it. It'll start the cycle over again. But I mean, at least it won't be like what it is now.
That's the point. We can't keep affording to collapse and rebuild. We're running out of time. We're running out of food. We're running out of water. We're going to have a major water shortage in our lifetimes. Do you people even know what your future looks like? Do you really know what your fucking 60s, 70s, and 80s are going to be? Because it's out there.
The cannibals that want to eat you?
The governments have put out the projections of exactly what the world's going to be, and scientists have done it, and focus groups, whatever. It's all over the place. There is an absolute predictive path of where we will be.
Yes.
And the Middle East runs out of water in like 10 years.
There's already parts of it that have no water, in South Africa. Yeah. So,
yes, South Africa, there's a race war going on.
Yeah, there's a race war. People have no fucking water. Blah blah blah. Words. Life is shit. So we have
70,000 white farmers killed.
We have to join together.
Yeah.
We don't have time to fight the Borg. We don't have time. And guess what? The Borg might be evil, but the Borg at least wants to survive. The Borg wants to leave this planet. It wants to fucking Borg other planets. It wants to control the entire universe. So guess what? That's good for us. That's good for our survival.
No, the Borg is part of a death cult. They want everything dead. It's the wrong Borg that you're thinking of. It's the evil one took over. The good one has been dormant. Maybe you're trying to revive it there, Todd, but it's the evil one.
I'm 7 of 9. I'm the good one. Listen to me.
I'm just using the Borg. We're not being serious here. There's no fucking Borg, people. I'm talking just about assimilating to the fucking collective. We have to join the groups. Oh my god, I just got a fucking stinging ringing in my right ear.
I was totally into the whole individualism thing. And I started really looking into it and researching it, and I realized that it turns into what I was even talking about earlier, the whole Slab City thing and all that kind of shit. But it also becomes where people are I'm a dragonkin, or I'm a worm, or I'm
That's just dumb. But
that's
You're a worm, all right,
individualism.
Toby.
That's individualism on steroids. Pushed through.
hyper individualism, like out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not. Yeah.
The collective.
And then there's the other one. It could be all collective, and no individual, sort of like Soviet Union, where I came from. Be like everybody else. Just be like everybody else.
Oh, I knew you were
sure.
Russian.
Okay. No, I'm not Russian. But
What are you?
I'm Lithuanian. I am from one of the oldest. Lithuania is 1,000 years old. The country.
Cool.
We had an empire. We had the first constitution in the world 500 years ago. We did a little empire thingy. And also in Lithuania, we had everybody was equal between men and women. Nobody was a master or a slave. Everybody was, in the same plane. Everybody would help each other out. And we never had any racism or anything like that. Ever. Oh, and we never had slavery. Ever.
Right, but where did it all lead? And I got Azeroth offline says, boy, it won't fucking happen. This fucking world won't come together. Let's fucking think about history. And that's exactly the fucking point. I don't think it is ever going to happen. We are doomed. We are destined for to die. We're going to
it has already happened.
Tragedy.
And then I'm coming here to tell you the good news that it has happened. I'm proof, or I don't know how to, I'm the inheritance.
Do we die in 2012?
Everything went weird in 2012. I won't discount that theory. I won't discount it.
I'm looking at my hand right now, like I'm a ghost.
Of the Christmas past.
Is this
it's okay. It's okay.
That's my favorite sound when Lou signifies we have come to our end, folks. So does anyone have any final thoughts? Because we're at 211. This is another one of the overlong, but only 2 more episodes this season. Next episode is number 12, and then it's the big season 2 finale. And then we're going on hiatus.
Yeah, because we got canceled.
We don't know. We have to find out if the bosses canceled us or not. I mean, they haven't told us how the numbers are doing. If they're better or worse, we really don't know. But I'm hearing good things about us coming back for a 3rd season.
Oh, I know who the boss is.
That's what I was thinking.
It's Mathsart. Mathsart's the boss.
Yeah, Mathsart left 20 minutes ago, and Charles Whedon just dropped off the face of the earth, like always.
Oh, he's not here either?
Nope.
Oh, well, it really is the end of the show. So,
but yet they want equal equality. Get the fuck out of here.
Well,
so am I welcome back or what?
Sounds like it.
Maybe you're here and just don't question it for now.
Did you shave your beard?
Yep.
Turn on your camera.
I can't. It's broken.
Right? Then you're not back.
No, you just say that he's not black?
I said he's not back.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, baby's got back. The show had to go on, but it can't go on forever. Any final thoughts for this evening? Anyone have let's start here. Well, Lou, you can have the final words. Let's go with Zero. Zero, do you have a closing thought? 30 seconds. What's up?
Closing thought is, everything around you is all fiction. Don't worry about it. Stop thinking past, present, and future. Just don't worry about it. 99% of people are stupid, and they don't care. It's okay. Look, everything is fake. Everything is fiction. There's barely any reality left. But here's the cool thing. You is what is real.
Well, I don't disagree with you there, sir. Toby?
Goodbye.
We should strive.
Take 2.
www.patreon.com/thenothingshow. Toby?
Yes?
Shut up, Toby. You don't say no final word.
My final word would be that we should strive for the middle, but we can't. It's so hard to recognize the middle without seeing everything that surrounds it. You kind of have to go through all that stuff to find the middle.
And my final words are www.patreon.com/The Nothing Show. With tiers starting as low as $4.20 a month, you can have your peepees rubbed by the world's greatest pee-pee rubbers. And, or you can even, there's 10 spots out there to be divine rulers, executive producers, which lots of privileges, only 10 spots. So I would get in there real quick. But, yeah, go check out the tiers over on Patreon. There's lots of fun stuff, exclusive comic, ringtones. I realized the ringtones we made an error, Lou. I should have probably put them into the $13 tier, because only Toby's going to pay that $23 tier. And now only Toby gets the comic book.
Hey, quick note. Someone
No,
reposted
I'm sorry, only Toby gets the ringtones. What are you saying?
Someone reposted my Reddit post.
Well,
so you earned a new fan, I think.
Thank you, that someone. And, Lou, what we got now? Take us away.
Bye.
Until next time, goodbye.